So this is a ruler quilt that I have done. It's a whole cloth quilt, and if I just stand back a little bit, you can see how it is that we've used the rulers. So up here we've used circle rulers, 3 different shapes, and it's actually out of the full circle set for Handi Quilter. And then what I've done is gone back in and creatively filled using different designs. I've used a rayon thread and a metallic thread. So rayons were all the colours that you see around the quilt. The metallic is the gold. In here I've done cross hatching with the straight ruler, the 3" by 12" straight ruler, and it's a 1/4 inch apart, and I've actually used the markings on the ruler for that. Up along here, this is the circle ruler. Okay, the mini circle, which means there's actual circles in a ruler that I've actually that I can go around, or you can also use the smallest half circle and actually stitch it like a snake shape, and then come back and stitch back the other way. So that's a really versatile set of rulers as well, which is the half circles. Here I've used the versatile. Here I've just creatively quilted, and this is actually one of the swag. I needed a wider arc. This here is a 6" half circle, or the 6" full circle, whichever one that you have. And of course out in here I've also done with the straight line ruler as well. This here, because it's a 1/4 inch away from the needle to the outside edge of the foot, I've just stitched along using the outside edge of the foot as a guide, and the needle's been stitching here. So this is 1/4 inch apart, echoing. Now I'm going to zoom in just a little bit closer, and you can see here that my stitching is not perfect because we didn't have Trustitch in Australia when I actually stitched these out. Silly me. Now we have Trustitch, so ruler work is made just so much more perfect by having that stitch regulation. And of course, you know, no quilt is complete without all that bling, and they are Swarovski crystals. So another example that we've done here, I have used again the 6" circle here, creatively filled. I've used the right angle ruler to do the chevrons, and in here I've just left them blank and quilted just using either the 6" or the 4" circle, or again maybe even the 8" here on the larger, or 10". So I've actually used a culmination of full circles and half circles to get these shapes. Okay, and here I've used the 4" versatile, and this is what I would do maybe in a sashing. Here I've used the circle ruler and come back and creatively quilted with the feathering. Here I've used just like the full circle, and I've actually come down and started to do sort of half cross hatching, half curve cross hatching, and then use the full circles again in the middle. And this block here was completely created using just the 6" ruler. And you know, we'll give classes later on how to create these sort of things. Again, just a sashing. And if I move the quilt further up, in this one here I've used the 4" versatile and then a 6" circle underneath, and creatively filled again. This one here I've used the full circle, like the mini circle rulers, plus the straight line, and used that 1/4 inch stitching. And this one here I've used the smaller clamshell, which I think is an 1.5" to 3" clamshell ruler, and just creatively quilted just in here. Again, using the 4" versatile along here, and then just coming back the other way. I'll move the quilt once more. You can see here I've used the set of swags and quilted the swags in like a big border area, and also use piano keys with the straight line. And down in the bottom I've just finished off again with the 6" ruler, creatively quilted, and used the width of the foot to be able to do echo quilting. Not turn it around. So there we go. And this is the sort of thing that we do in our classes with the Handi Quilter Sweet 16 and ruler work. Okay, giving you an idea of other things that we've quilted with rulers in the store. This is a quilt, Sophia. It's a pattern by Ginny Beyer, and I have made that up. And then we've come back in, and you can see that we've used curved rulers to try and create secondary patterns. So we're quilting a block, we're quilting inside the diamond shaped block, and then quilting around the outside area in that turquoisey green, and then quilting the stars like that to create like a flowery effect, just to give you that sort of idea of what you can do with just one ruler. In the border you can see that we've done that pumpkin seed style quilting. It's a little bit harder to see on the printed border, but again we've repeated that stitching the pumpkin seed. The quilt we quilted with rulers. So in the setting triangles we've just echo quilted with a straight ruler, and everywhere else we've used a smaller or larger version of the same design using curved rulers, and in the border it's just a straight ruler with a sort of basic piano key. This is quite easy to do. Another quilt that we've done in the store. Okay, this was a mystery quilt that I did with Ginny Beyer Fabrics last year. You can see that we've again used curved quilting and the sort of quilting that we've done in the block. So in this block, for instance, we've just quilted around the actual motif with a straight ruler, and then in the dark and the light purple again used a straight ruler and echoed. But in this one we've used a curved ruler in the center just to quilt that area, and again echo quilted in the dark and light purple. And then you can see the curved rulers that we have used for sashing, and again in the border. Okay, and we've done something, you know, a little bit more creative up in the corners as well where they meet. And this is just to give you an idea of what you can do on your Sweet 16 or even on your long arm, if you have one, with rulers.